After the events of Infinity War and Endgame, he is a very different person. He's been through a lot, something that none of us can really relate to. And Spider-Man, to him, has become a bit of a chore. You know, he decides to sort of hang up the suit and go on holiday and enjoy his time with his friends and just be a young adult and be someone who's enjoying their life and learning who they are and finding out where they belong in the world. But throughout the course of the movie, he realizes he's already found out where he belongs, and that's in the Spider-Man suit, and that's with the responsibility of saving his neighborhood and saving the city, and in some cases, saving the world. I think he did a great job with that in Homecoming, with it being a lighthearted film, with it being a funny film, but without sacrificing the emotion or the drama that superhero films warrant, you know? And I think this film does that in a stronger way, because it's funnier than the first one, but the stakes are higher and it's more emotional, so it's bigger and better in every way possible. I loved working with Sam. I really, really enjoyed working with Sam. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, in the film, Peter Parker's very intimidated by Sam Jackson. Tom Holland might have been a little bit intimidated by Sam Jackson, but he's a lovely guy, and he was really welcoming, and we bonded over golf. We both played golf. It was just cool for me to bring Spider-Man into a bigger part of the MCU. Every time I get to do a scene with one of these veterans who have been there since the beginning, it's just really exciting because we're solidifying the fact that this character exists in a bigger world, and there's endless possibilities. Happy Hogan is one of my favorite characters from the MCU, and when I found out that he'd be coming back for Spider-Man Far From Home, I was just over the moon because I love the energy he brings to the films. And everyone says Robert is the godfather of the MCU, but Favreau is like, he's the mastermind. Him and Kevin, they made the first movie and the second movie, so I loved picking his brains about that. But Happy Hogan in this film sort of has a little bit of a thing with Aunt May, which Peter isn't too sure about, but he's not mad about it either because he really likes Happy. But Happy Hogan takes on a huge responsibility throughout this film. Jacob was fantastic in the first one, but he had gone away after making Spider-Man Homecoming and made a few new films, and when he came onto set for Spider-Man Far From Home, he meant business. He was so good, and when we finished the first scene with him, everyone was blown away by how great he was, and he improvised for 2 minutes straight, and all of it was great. Because you often find when people improvise that you're like, oh, come on, mate, this is really rubbish. You're just wasting film now. And Jacob filled a clip of just gold, and I hope all of it makes the film because it was so funny, and I was in stitches behind the camera. It's always a real privilege to get to work with your friends, and even more so when you see them doing so well and you see them absolutely knocking it out of the park. So I love Jacob to bits, and I love working with him, and it's just one of the highlights of this movie.